And good morning at 7:04 on this Monday, August the 11th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. On Monday morning, we're going to get the week started right, and glad to have you with us on the air for Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main and Lebanon. Ryan Caldwell is here to do the commercial this morning. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning.
Had a good weekend?
I did. Just hanging out with the family a lot. It was a good weekend.
And getting ready for another big week at Absolute Kubota, no doubt.
Yes, sir. We're still in the middle of busy season.
And we, of course, got the fair coming up starting Thursday. You'll have your presence there, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have a whole bunch of equipment on display. We'll have everything from construction equipment to tractors to lawnmowers. It'll all be over there. So come check it out and feel free to take a look around at the equipment.
Right. Will you have everything in one location, or are you going to be spread out in 2 or 3 places?
We'll be kind of spread out. We'll have like a big display area over by like the livestock barns. So we'll have kind of, our big area there. We'll have a lot of construction equipment, tractors, implements, things like that set up there. But then we'll have some RTVs kind of spread out, and then some lawnmowers and some other places too. So kind of wherever you're at in the fair, there'll be some Kubota equipment set up.
Well, you're diversified enough that you need to be where the farmers are.
Right.
You need to be where the people who mow their yards are, or people in the lawn mowing business even,
right.
Because you have a great presence there in our community.
We do. We've said this year has been obviously one of the wettest, Julys. And we've said lawnmower sales this year have been crazy. So we've, lawnmowers, if you need a mower, we've got everything from that half-acre homeowner all the way up to if you're mowing on a zero-turn 20 acres. We've got a mower that'll kind of fit that need, and, man, we've sold a lot of them this year.
Well, you have the Kubota mowers, and you have Exmark.
We do.
Too. And, of course, I guess you still have some that have a steering wheel, but most of them are the zero-turn, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say almost 100% of what we're selling these days is going to be the zero-turn style, whether it be Kubota or Exmark. Kubota does make a great ride-on tractor. I've got one in the showroom, actually. So if you need a ride-on tractor, we've got that too, but zero turns is what we're selling these days.
Well, I know in the past, and it may depend on Kubota or even Exmark as to what kind of deal you've got right now. But you financed up to, on some things, up to 84 months, 7 years.
Oh, yeah. We'll finance.
Still doing much of that?
We are. Like Exmark right now on all their commercial stuff is doing 0% for 48 months. On more of their residential side, it's like a 0% for 42 months. Kubota, we've got financing on the Kubota. You can go anywhere from 36 months all the way on up to that 72, even 84-month finance on some models. So we've got great financing options. Another cool thing that we do that we don't talk about a whole lot, especially for our contractors and construction guys right now, is we do lease programs. So let's say you're a business owner or you have a farm with an EIN number, you can qualify for Kubota's lease program. In that lease program, you can set however many years you want to lease that piece of equipment. Let's say you need a track loader or a skid steer, right? And you want to lease that equipment, you can set a 2-year lease, a 3-year, a 4-year, or a 5-year lease. And at the end of that lease, you have a fixed purchase option, which is going to be about the same, almost cost-wise, as it would be to buy it on the front end. The benefit of that is, you get a direct tax write-off, right? So you know every month what you're writing off. You can loop in maintenance into that plan, extended warranty, so your machine is covered during the entire lease. And it just makes a lot of sense for our business guys to know exactly what their fixed costs are going to be on that machine, and that they're always going to have a new machine to operate and run. Or if they want to purchase it at the end, they have that fixed purchase option.
Well, Kubota has a good name. It might not have been that when it first came into this country, but it's been here for, 20, 30 years?
Since the late 60s. We've been here. Kubota is kind of the forerunner of the Mini-X. So like the Mini Excavator, Kubota was kind of the first one on the scene to kind of, come up with that piece of equipment. When we came here in the U.S. in the 60s, we integrated a lot of our hay equipment from a lot of European brands, like Tarup, Kverneland, Vicon, the forerunners of the hay industry over there in Europe. So we've kind of got a strong presence in all the markets, and even our mowers. Our gas mowers are running those Kawasaki engines and those Parker pumps, the same as you're going to find on the Exmarks.
You and I don't talk an awful lot about the RTVs, but they're a versatile piece of equipment and can be used totally for work or play or anything in between.
Oh, yeah, they sure can. And right now, man, we are stocked with RTVs, especially if you're one of the diesel fans. You're needing to get work done around the farm. and really just needing a workhorse. You're not going to be breaking any speed records with the diesels. But man, if you need something that's going to last 20, 30 years to get work done around your property, the diesels are the way to go. And I've got 2-seaters, 4-seaters, cab units, all of that in stock.
All right, and I guess financing is available for those.
It is, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Any kind of equipment with an engine, even if it doesn't have an engine, even if you need to finance a bush hog, we can do that too.
All right, well, keep all of this in mind, and just remember they're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and now you're open Saturdays, 8 a.m. till noon, till cold weather gets here.
That's right, until December.
All right. 1506 West Main in Lebanon, Absolute Kubota, and Ryan Caldwell, thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're approaching 10 minutes after the hour, and believe it or not, this morning I've got Lebanon High Coach Chuck Gentry sitting right here live in studio. And, Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. Thank you for having me.
Oh, nice to have you. It's always nice to have you, and I don't get you out here, but, well, we usually have you here, if possible, a short time before the football season starts, and any other time is a bonus, and occasionally you show up, but not very often. This is the big time for me each year as we get ready to kick off the football season and find out what's going on. I guess you've been practicing for a while.
Yes, sir. We started on July the 14th with the official camp, and been battling the rain in July and then the heat and the thunderstorms, but we've made it through it, and it's August, and this is Jamboree week, so we get to put on the real jerseys and get under the lights a little bit Friday night at Independence High School for 2 quarters of varsity action, some JV football, and then our freshman team will play also. So about three different games on Friday night, and then a week from Friday night, August the 22nd, we go to Nolensville, and it's time to really kick off the season.
Well, what's it been like so far? You've had let's see, if you started in July, you've been practicing maybe close to a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
4 weeks.
How is the hot weather? How's it handled that? How about injuries?
Well, let's knock on wood. The weather hasn't gotten us too much. We don't say the HOT word at Lebanon High School or the COLD word at Lebanon High School. We say that's a mindset, and so we try to. You can't control it, so you just adjust to it. And, of course, TSSAA has a heat policy, and we've had to practice late. We've had to go inside. We've been in our indoor, in the gym, different places at different times, doing different things. But it's just something that you deal with and roll with the punches. And then, knock on wood, we've been relatively healthy, getting some guys back here the last 2 weeks to where they were banged up from last season and in the spring practice, but we're almost a completely healthy bunch. Hopefully we can stay that way, and almost ready to kick it off on Friday night.
Yeah, I hate to even bring this up, but it seemed in the news even this last week, 2 or 3 players, and I don't know whether we're in high school or college or even the pros, but we've had 2 or 3 deaths from football practice, and you just so hate to hear that. And I know you do all you can to, but then, Coach, when I think of the way it was when I was in high school, now this is a long time ago, I don't think they even had water breaks back then. I don't know. There's such a difference now in how they're looked out for and taken care of compared to then. But now we hear, of course, maybe there's a whole lot more football players than there were back then. I don't know.
Well, back in the olden days, you probably farmed a little bit on the side and worked in the fields, and you weren't laying on the couch playing have a phone in your hand or playing a video game, and the only time you get out is football. So the life structure is a little different these days, but the main thing is that these young men understand that there is a way to take care of your body. You have to get enough sleep. You have to eat. You have to hydrate properly, not the sugar cold drinks and everything else, but water and electrolytes and the things like that. And then you might have enough gas to run that engine at practice and go and be able to practice hard. But it's a very fine line between getting in shape and going having people that are falling out on you. So it's something that we try to manage daily, and you do see things like that, and we try to educate our kids and our parents often on, please make sure they're eating, drinking, all the things at home, because we know what they do there. And we had one the other day that didn't eat breakfast, didn't eat lunch at school, and came out, and by the end of practice he was running on empty. And I told him, I said, a car needs gas. With you see them pulled over on the side of the road all the time, and if you don't put gas in that engine, you can't go.
All right. We'll need to go to a break here in a moment, but as you assess things at this point, would you say so far so good? Things overall looking pretty good to get ready to start the season?
Looking good. We are definitely a work in progress, but it's a fun group to coach. We have had 2 scrimmages, come out of those healthy and pretty good competition and pretty good success. So we're hoping that we can keep things rolling and keep building each day to get better by the time that the season gets here.
How many of you have playing football?
We have right now we have about 77 on the varsity roster and 55 on the freshman roster. So it's
that's a good healthy freshman number.
Good healthy freshman numbers and a good group. And there's so many of them. We're trying to figure out what each one can do individually, just because we haven't had a lot of time with them.
Yeah. Coach Chuck Gentry is my guest, Lebanon High football coach. We'll take a break here and more coming up on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford. Get a battery installed in most vehicles. $199.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of accidents still getting some attention. It's trying to get a little bit heavier. Certain sections of Vietnam Vets coming westbound at Conference Drive all night. Traffic trying to get through Hendersonville right now on Vietnam Vets. It's also loading up pretty good on I-40 out of Wilson County coming through the Mount Juliet area, headed on to Hermitage. 24 is on the increase quite a bit actually westbound on 24 up through the Antioch area coming in from Murfreesboro. When you need dependable towing for your car or big truck here in Middle Tennessee, no matter what county, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals on everything you need for your special event. Birthdays, weddings, corporate events, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, linens, dance floor, and so much more. Visit their new showroom in Lebanon at 713 East Main Street in the old Ferguson's building. Find them every day at fiestas.com or on Facebook. Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals that can transform your vision into a beautiful reality. Mention this ad to receive 10% off.
We continue here on a Monday morning. Coach Chuck Gentry, Lebanon High Blue Devils, is with us this morning. I'm impressed the number you tell me you have out for freshman football. Do you do a lot of arm twisting to get that many out there?
Well, we do make a concerted effort to make sure that those kids know that they're wanted and that we need them at Lebanon High School in today's age of they watch the college NIL and transfer portal and things like that. Sometimes the grass may be greener on the other side, but a lot of times it'll be green if you just water it where you're at. So, we try to, be involved with our county team in both city schools and try to get those kids that to play football and continue to play football. And we work very hard to make sure that we encourage them to play basketball, baseball, soccer, wrestling, all the things, and just not focus on football, and to let them do the things that they want to do and be a kid, and give them the opportunity to play football. And I'm a football coach, but I think you learn more from football than any other sport, and just try to promote it as much as we can.
Yeah. What do you expect this year? What can your fans expect? I mean, I don't. It'd be an exceptionally good time if you went undefeated, and that would be wonderful.
I would take that if that was on the table and an option. I would take it. Our goal each week is to put a good product on the field, be competitive, and let the chips fall where they may. My goal is to play a physical brand of football, be disciplined, and play football the way it's supposed to be played. That thing is oblong and takes crazy bounces sometimes, and it's a game of emotions and things like that. But our goal, is I won't say that I don't care about the record. I do care about the record, but more of the product of what you see on a Friday night, how they act, how they conduct themselves, and they're young men and get emotional sometimes. But we work really hard on the character piece of that you represent the name on the front of Lebanon High School. There's somebody that wore that jersey before you. There'll be somebody that wears it after you. You find it, you leave it better than you found it, and just try to be try to make young men, young boys turn into young men through the game of football. And if we win a few, hopefully more than we lose during that process, it's great. But hopefully they look back on their time at Lebanon High School and say that helped made me who I am.
Mm-hmm. How are you as far as seniors, juniors, and sophomores?
We've got 22 seniors. That'd be 21 football players and one manager, and that's a good number to have. You want around 20 in those classes. Sometimes you get 30, sometimes you get 15, but you won't. And good group of young men. I will say our team right now is one of the most enjoyable teams that I've had to coach at Lebanon High School. Football's a grind, and you want to enjoy going to practice every day. And these young men are bouncing around despite whatever the heat, the weather, anything that we throw at them. They've been good to coach. Now they're not always there. Sometimes knucklehead and not reading the things that we want them to, and doing the things, but they're playing hard and getting after it. And hopefully we'll learn from mistakes and by week 2, 3 hit mid-season stride and be going. But we expect those seniors to lead us and to have a good year.
Well, let's talk about how it's going to look on each side of the ball. Sometimes a coach has to change his offense a little bit to suit the players, and I don't know how much of that you normally do, but you've got to have a game plan that can be implemented, and a lot of that rests on the head coach decisions that he makes. Well,
yeah, we try to start defensively each year and put the best 11 that we can over there. Usually we pick the quarterback, and then everybody else plays defense first. Returning on the defensive front, and probably our leader overall, Jawan Stafford, returning. I guess he's been all-region honorable mention in all region, so we expect big things from Jawan. His co-part, Jaden Stafford. I have so many Staffords, I have to be slow when I say it. Jaden Stafford, Jay Bird, long line of Staffords that have played and wore number 28. He'll continue that this year at defensive end. Nose guard kind of by committee. And then our linebackers, we're returning most of our linebackers. Senior Sherelle Simpkins, junior Carter McPeak, junior Deontay Wilson, and then senior Jackson Harris, and then junior transfer D. Earl Leggs. In the secondary, you have cornerback Gavin Gregory, Jamani Busby and Jadon Stafford, 3 to play 2. And then at safety, you have free safety Amari Munir and rover John Binion. And then you have Pierce Anderson to work 3 of those positions also. And that's the defensive side of the ball. And hopefully we'll line up and play with attitude and effort and run to the football and arrive in a bad mood when we get there. But hopefully that group will lead us. Then you turn on the offensive side. Everybody wants to talk about our quarterback, Austin Harrison. He's a 2-year starter on the defensive side of the ball. First year at quarterback, he will be our leader over there. We'll use his feet and his arm both, and hopefully he can step into that role and mature and go, and he's done a good job so far. The workhorse on offense will probably be returning tailback Gian Azeda. Gian started for us at linebacker. He's been running the ball for us since he was a freshman. Senior sniffer Brecken Rogers. Out wide, all those DBs that I talked about, Gavin Gregory, Jamani Busby, Terrell Searcy, John Binion, Jonah Gardner, Pierce Anderson, Amari Munir. All of those young men will catch the football for us, but it all starts up front with the guys that you never hear their name unless it's something bad. But my favorite group on the team is Dwayne White, then at Cameron Litchfield, Brayson Bueller, Cedric Mills, Sam Altadort, Skeet Sharp, Aaron Davis, and then our tight end Abram Thompson. Those guys, that group right there will be the telltale of how good we are at Lebanon High School.
As your will you be more passing or more run oriented?
Well, it wouldn't bother me if we could just line up and run it every play like back in the day. But we'll do both. We'll take what they give us and do both. But if it was up to me, I'd love to be able to turn it around and run the football as much as possible. But hopefully we will be multiple and be able to take what they give us.
Well, what about the schedule? How you play Mount Juliet and Green Hill both here? Are you playing Watertown this year?
No, sir.
Okay, but that was a good 2-year.
It was a good 2-year. Good money maker for us. A good hurricane game for them. But it was good. It was done the purpose of what it intended, and I appreciate Coach Webster for doing that and agreeing to that for those 2 years. But the schedule's a little different. We open the season at Nolensville, August the 22nd. We play Siegel High School at home, August 29th, and then we go to McGavick September the 5th, and then September the 12th at home is Mount Juliet. That'll be our first region game, and so it'll be interesting to see how that starts our year. Then we September 19th at Station Camp, homecoming September 26th, Hillsboro, October the 3rd, home for Wilson Central. October the 10th is fall break, and we'll be off. October the 17th at Green Hill, which will be another big region game. October the 24th at Gallatin, and then we end senior night October 30th, Thursday night, home versus Cookville.
Cookville. You're not playing Hendersonville?
No Hendersonville. It's just scheduling these days the way that they have done it. They don't tell you when your region games are going to be. They tell you who your region games are going to be, and they release the schedule at 1 o'clock, and then it's a free-for-all for the next hour to figure out who you're going to play. Within that hour, I probably made 35 phone calls. I had like 5 coaches sitting at a table, and we're working the phones and trying to figure out who we're going to play, who we're not going to play, how we can match the schedules, depending on people that we've normally played. Do they have a region game scheduled that time? Do they have a normal rivalry game that they have to play at that time? And so this is where the chips fell. We talked to several teams that we normally play, and some of them couldn't work out. Some of them they couldn't work out, and some of them we just decided to go different ways.
You got 10 games, right?
10 games, yes, sir.
5 home,
5 home, 5 away, 1 Thursday night game.
Okay. All right, we're in our last minute and a half here. No doubt you put in a lot of work, but you have this is a job, but I think it's a fun time, somewhat of a fun time for you.
It is. It's like I say, football's a grind. In the last 3 weeks when we've been going to school, it's been early mornings, late nights. 15 to 18,000 steps, but I have a wonderful coaching staff that does most of the heavy lifting and work. I just kind of point and they do. I have a lot of guys that played for me at Smith County, and so it's easy to. It's a fun group to be with, and it's a family atmosphere, and hopefully we have a little fun, win a few games. But it's definitely a labor of love, and it is very rewarding to pour into these young men and their future and the relationships that you build with those football players and coaches.
Well, Coach, we're out of time, but thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it and wish you the very best. Have a great season.
Thank you for having me, Coleman.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Keep it right here, if you will. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. Premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Working with a couple of non-injury wrecks out here the last few minutes. Lots of school buses floating around out here throughout parts of Middle Tennessee this morning. It's gotten heavier in the last few minutes westbound on Vietnam Vets here at Conference Drive, trying to get onto that ramp to 65 going southbound as it starts to slow just a bit right on schedule. 65 south at Trinity Lane. It's loading up with more volume. 65 up through the Brentwood, Franklin area. Also 24 coming in from Murfreesboro. Princess Hot Chicken, new items on the menu. Check them out today when you order online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We're the Mount Juliet Plumbers, and we're just a phone call away. We know if you're having a plumbing problem, it's not a good day. So give us a call right now, and we'll be on the way. 615-733-5665. Call 615-733-5665. Call the Singing Plumber right now, and I'll tackle all your plumbing problems. And check out my music at edkellymusic.com. It's the 615-733-5665.
Your Lebanon High School football team is back on the field, and we're back in the booth. Join Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, and myself, John Boyce, as the Blue Devils hit the gridiron each week. LHS football is brought to you by Bates Ford, Burdine Supply, Fakes and Hooker, Kay Maynard, Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, the Lebanon Police Chief and the Wilson County Sheriff, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bacon Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. Your Blue Devils kick off the regular season August 22nd at Nolensville. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7.
Since 1982, Exmark has been dedicated to building the world's finest mowers. These machines provide you with a quality of cut that seems impossible, dependability you can measure in lifetimes, and an operator experience like none other. Because Exmark believes if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Visit your local dealer to discover a one-of-a-kind ownership experience and see the difference for yourself.
Exmark, done right, made for this. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main, Lebanon.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing, we can fix it all. If you have a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, call Mount Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right, the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. We tackle all your plumbing problems. Call the Singing Plumber right now. Give us a call today over at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection at 615-733-5665. Check out my music at edkellymusic.com.
We'll have partly cloudy skies today with a few scattered storms possible. Highs will be in the upper 80s. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the lower 70s, and then mostly cloudy for Tuesday. A few showers will continue, highs in the upper 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
We
welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company on Monday morning, and Gail Hallam joins us to talk about the Farm Bureau Expo Center. She is Director of Marketing and Events and comes each Monday and kind of gets help make our Monday get started off a little bit brighter and better and more cheerful, I guess. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Always good to see you.
Always good to see you as well.
No. Well, the fair starts Thursday.
It does.
It's different for you and your team at the Farm Bureau Expo Center during the 2 weeks of the fair. Well, during the 10 days, but it's maybe even more than 2 weeks.
It's pretty much the whole month.
Yeah.
Plus or minus a day or two on either side. Yeah. But it does. It makes things very different for us. Not our normal routine at all, other than the cleaning aspect of it. We are there, and we want to help as much as possible to be able to make sure that things go off and are facilitated the way that they need to be. Because, there's a lot of guests that are going to be coming into the grounds, and we want to make sure that we're doing our part. For me personally, it doesn't really affect my day-to-day a whole lot. But for the rest of the staff, it does. Our front desk person fields 1,000 more questions during the month of August than she normally does, because people aren't sure where to go, who they need to talk to, are they even in the right building? And so there's a lot of that kind of support. And then the rest of the staff, they're there to make sure that, we're the ones that know where everything is and how things work. And they're there to help make sure that the volunteers for the fair that are there setting up know what they need to know.
Well, there are other things that you do, and you've talked about taking trips from time to time. But this morning, we want to talk about something else that's happening here in Middle Tennessee. And we have a local chapter, but then there's the bigger outfit. And you and Susie are going to be involved in this, I understand.
That's true. I'm super excited. I have already completed Leadership Wilson. And it was a wonderful experience, and very grateful for Dory and the rest of the people that were in the class with me for that. But I got accepted, just like Susie did, to be part of Leadership Middle Tennessee. And it's an incredible honor. And I'm very excited to go through this. There's 4 of us from Wilson County, 2 from Mount Juliet, and then Susie and I are from actually, I think we've got 3. We've actually got 3. We've got Susie and I, and it's going to come to me because I can't remember the other person's name.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You are not the only one. This morning's been a crazy morning. We've got a gentleman that is from the police department, and it's gonna come to me. But we're super excited. I'm super excited about it, and I'm super excited. Not only do I get to help represent Wilson County, Paul Glover. Yeah. William Glover. There we go.
Oh,
okay.
yes,
Nothing like messing it up on radio. I knew I could see his face. Like, he's a county commissioner. I knew. But so William Glover, Susie, and I, and 2 others will be representing Wilson County. And very excited about that. Very honored about that. And I'm sorry, William. I totally messed that up. So that's a great opportunity for me, though, because that market of Middle Tennessee is a key market for the expo. So what a wonderful way to connect with those other counties and be able to be present and meet people and learn how we might be able to help them, and maybe share a little bit about how they might be able to utilize us, and a little bit more about Wilson County. So excited about that.
Well, I can certainly understand how you would be excited and really looking forward to something like this, because you're just going to expand into Middle Tennessee here.
Yeah, my circle's getting bigger.
Well, when's all this start?
Our retreat is next week.
Oh.
I think, next week. So, we have a retreat at first. It's 2 days. And then we'll start, and it's just like Leadership Wilson. Every month you go someplace different. Only this time you're actually traveling to different counties as opposed to just within Wilson County.
Right. Within Middle Tennessee, you won't be going east and west probably.
Correct.
But there's plenty to see in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I might get distracted if I go to East Tennessee and go into the mountains.
All right. Well, about end of our time here, but things a little bit different from the fair. Then you'll get back to your normal routine, and
that's right. So I'm going to fill up some of that time. I'm going to go to a big conference trade show convention in Miami for about 5 days at the end of the month, and that is exciting. It's the biggest one we've ever represented the expo at, so a lot of effort has gone into that. So we're excited.
Oh, great. All right. Well, we'll remind you can check out the website at farmbureauexpo.com or Facebook for events, event details, leasing information, and more. And you can always call Gail. She's going to take care of you.
That's right. We got you covered.
See you next Monday.
All right. Have a good day.
Gail Hallam, Director of Marketing and Events for the Farm Bureau Expo Center. And with that, let me introduce Mr. Ed Kelly, the singing plumber with Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. He's right here this morning. And we are live on Facebook as well as WANT FM 98.9. And Ed is waving to our Facebook audience. I'll wave too.
Yeah, that's.
How are you?
Doing great. How are you doing, Coleman?
Doing well. You written a song lately?
You know, I've been pretty busy. There's a couple that I've been kind of had in my back pocket, but I haven't finished them yet.
Okay.
But maybe I'll get some inspiration and some time in the next week or two, and I'll get to finish those songs. But
well, you've probably been doing a little more plumbing, maybe.
Oh yeah, and we're building a house, and we've turned a forest into a farm, and it's a lot of work. And I went on TV last month, Channel 4. So y'all can watch that interview at on my X account at Real Ed Kelly. But things have been busy, man.
Well, we'd like to give out your phone number from time to time, and which is 615-733-5665, and that works for Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, as well as Ed Kelly Music.
Correct.
And you can find edkellymusic.com on the website as well. So you're a busy guy.
Yeah, man, and we've been putting in some water heaters and digging up some pipes. We've got a mini excavator that we got over from Kubota, and it does pretty good for us. And life's good, man. Just soaking it all up.
Well, one of the things when people most of the time when people call you, they have a problem. They probably have a plumbing problem.
Correct.
Or which could mean that you need to do some leak detection, which is kind of one of the things you specialize in. And you've explained a little bit of that to me off the air a time or two, the way you do leak detection, and it's kind of an art in itself.
Well, it's not always cut and dry either.
Yeah.
The longer the line you have, the harder it's going to be to find your leak. The leak detection we mainly specialize is in residential neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. We can do the bigger farm types, but there's more of a process to that, and it's not like I don't have like a magic wand. Sometimes the leaks are nearly impossible to find. You could spend several hours or days looking for it, or there's other processes that we use to try to find them, but some people are good with that process and some people aren't, and there's not always a cheap way to find a leak or to fix a leak. When you have a lot of pipe. We did one not too long ago, and there were 3 pipes in the same ditch. Apparently they had separated a farm at one point. And we found one leak, and it ended up being the neighbors, and that created a whole entire dramatic fiasco that really made it not even worth fooling with. And then the guy called, and he wanted us to discount his price because he didn't want to go to the neighbor and ask her to take care of that part. And we got into it, and it's just how it is. I mean, I don't.
No, sometimes I think you could write a book about
In
plumbing.
600 feet, turn right onto Spring Hill Lane.
And instead of writing a song, but there's somebody after you right now.
Well, I've been doing plumbing for a long time. I've dealt with a lot of people, and I've been telling people lately, I think my patience is kind of running out with some of these customers that think they can pull a wooly on you,
Yeah.
And I felt like this fella that last difficult leak detection was trying to pull a wooly on me, because he called me after the fact and acted like there was a problem, like he didn't understand what the billing was about, even though I explained every single detail to him and went through every little process. And it wasn't an ideal situation for any of us, but we were out there for a couple of days and figured out he had 2 leaks and fixed a leak that happened to be the neighbor's, and he wasn't happy, which I'm sorry, but it takes time and effort and energy to go out and do those things, and I wish I could have done it for him for free, but I wish he would have just went to the neighbor and said, hey, this was your leak, why don't you take care of this? And
yeah,
but that's not how it went. But hey, not every job goes well. But most of the time, customers are happy.
Yeah, good. We need to take a break. What are we going to do when we come back?
We're going to play some music.
All right. Well, right now it's time to take a break. Ed Kelly, the singing plumber's here, Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, and this is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. Premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's gotten heavier. 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. All that traffic trying to get down through Madison right now as it loads up with more volume. 65 north up through Spring Hill. All that traffic coming up through that southern portion of Williamson County right now as it loads up with more volume through Antioch. 24 right on schedule where it's heavy now westbound as you come past Bell Road all the way up past Haywood Lane. When you need dependable towing for your car or truck in Middle Tennessee, make sure you call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at mylebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
We're the Mount Juliet Plumbers, and we're just a phone call away. We know if you're having a plumbing problem, it's not a good day. So give us a call right now, and we'll be on the way. 615-733-5665. Call 615-733-5665. Call the Singing Plumber right now, and I'll tackle all your plumbing problems. And check out my music at edkellymusic.com. It's 615-733-5665.
Need a venue for your next corporate training, meeting, luncheon, or customer appreciation event? These are just a few of the event options that the Farm Bureau Expo Center can accommodate within its 79,000 square feet of adaptable event space. The Farm Bureau Expo Center offers unparalleled versatility for corporate events in Wilson County. Come on by and check us out. For booking details as well as upcoming events, visit farmbureauexpo.com or find us on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Farm Bureau Expo.
And we continue here for a Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. Ed Kelly, the singing plumber, is here. Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, and Ed Kelly Music. And speaking of music, we're going to play one, right?
Yeah, we're going to play a song called I Won. And
this
is
we
can go ahead and play it.
One you've written and sing, right?
Correct, yes.
All right, and record. Here we go.
Losing even if you're trying, you'll always be a winner in my book. A step forward's never failing, no matter how a setback looks. It might seem winners have it made, but you better bet they've had a price to pay. It seems like yesterday when I was 9 years old, riding my bike in the cold, taking people's trash to the dumpster for some change to buy some M&Ms and a Coke. It tasted so good on my tongue, the taste of victory that I won. If a boy has to have braces on his legs to walk, and hit a baseball really far and become a superstar, why can't I sing these songs that I've wrote and be a man of courage and hope? It seems like yesterday when I was 9 years old, riding my bike in the cold, taking people's trash to the dumpster for some change to buy some M&Ms and a Coke. It tasted so good on my tongue, the taste of victory that I won. Yesterday when I was 9 years old, riding my bike in the cold, taking people's trash to the dumpster for some change to buy some M&Ms and a Coke. It tasted so good on my tongue, the taste of victory that I won. Tasted so good on my tongue, the taste of victory that I won.
And we thank you for joining us as we continue here. Ed Kelly, the singing plumber. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, it when I was there's some truth to that song. When I was 9 years old, I would me and my mom had 6 kids, and she got divorced and married my stepdad, and he had a hard time keeping work, but he was a truck driver, and we ended up moving to South Carolina for a time, and we lived in this trailer park for a time. And I told my mom, I said, "Hey, I want some candy." And she says, "Well, I don't have any money. You go get a job and buy your own candy." So I decided that I would go and knock on people's doors and ask them for a quarter to take their trash to the dumpster, which there was a dumpster probably every other row in this park. And then I could go up to this little gas station up the road on my bike called Cheapo's, and they had games and Pac-Man, and I could buy Cokes and candy and ice cream. And
well, you did get some quarters.
Yeah, I would make maybe $3 or $4 or $5 every time I went and did it. And and I've told that story before, but I decided I wanted to write a song about it, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. And then I went to Houston, which that's where my mom lives, and I don't watch much TV, but we watched this movie called The Hill. And I thought, you know what, I want to write a song about that. And then we watched this other movie about a football player called The Greatest. And I said, I want to write a song about that. And then when I got back to Tennessee a few days later, I sat down in my chair in my garage and I just started singing that song. And it turned out to be about kind of a combination of my story, of the guy's story in The Greatest movie, the football player, and the guy Ricky Hill in the Hill movie. So it's a pretty special song, I think.
Okay. I didn't pay any attention really as to the length. Some songs obviously are longer than others, and I can remember back when I used to be a disc jockey, and it seemed like you didn't almost never have one more than 2.5 minutes, and most of them were closer to 2:10, 2:15 or something, till Marty Robbins came along with El Paso, which was about 5 minutes long. Who was it? Bob Dylan, like a Rolling Stone. It was a good, as we call them, bathroom records or whatever. But what do you pay a lot of attention to how long you write a song?
I think
the length.
I try to make them about 3.5 minutes. And when I write a song, normally I sing it a little bit slower, and then maybe when we get in the studio to record it, we might speed it up a little bit, depending on how much time we have, because there's musical breaks in between each verse, and then it's just, then there's the introduction and stuff, and so it just kind of depends. I try not to write a song over 4 minutes long, and if I know it's gonna be over that, I try to speed it up a little bit. But yeah,
well, I guess
I try to write my songs between 3 and 4 minutes.
Yeah. As far as having it on the radio, it depends on maybe your commercial load or how many records you can get in 30 minutes or whatever. But the shorter they are, the more you get to play. But that's for the disc jockey to determine. But
I think if I was a DJ, I would focus on the songs people like the most. I wouldn't care if they were 10 minutes long. If people like them, that's what they're there for, to listen. But yeah, with the radio and there's a lot of details that go along with, You
got any other ideas you're working on right now? You seem to always have something.
I've got a new song that's called I'm Gonna Love You Like a Country Song. And
that's the name of it?
Yeah,
I'm Gonna Love You Like a Country Song.
Yeah, my wife likes that one.
Oh.
I'm gonna love you like a country song. That's how it ends. I mean, that's how the chorus ends. It's a good song. But I got to get a good second verse to record it. It's got a good start. But, as a songwriter and a singer, I like to write quality country songs. I don't like to write, and that's how I've run my plumbing business too. I like to provide quality plumbing services over just quantity.
Mm-hmm.
But I could write a lot more songs, but I feel like there has to be a certain standard. You find yourself critiquing and criticizing music that's made it on the radio as a songwriter when you have a high standard for what a good song should be. But there's.
Well, you have pushed your website quite a bit, really, here on the radio. I think maybe even have some billboards and whatever. But edkellymusic.com. You have a number of people keep up with you there.
Yeah, and I've got some free songs on there right now that anybody can go and listen to, and then I've got some hats like this. This hat's kind of messed up, so I decided not to wear it because my kids, they like to stomp on things. And so I don't know if you can tell, but they bent the sides in.
Well, I can see that the hats had a rough time.
I didn't know we were going to be live today, but I decided right before I came in here that I just wasn't going to wear it.
Oh.
But,
okay.
Kids, they tear up stuff. Kids do that. But
if you joined us late, he's talking about being live on Facebook this morning. We've got a camera in here and everything. People that are on Facebook watching us can see every move we make and all this kind of thing.
So do we have time for one more?
Well, we Yeah, let's do one, and if we have to cut into it,
Yeah.
we will.
I need a little air in my tires. I'm running low on gasoline. I've been working so dang hard. A vacation is what I need. Think I'll just pack my bags, head on out to the beach. I'll call my boss on Monday to tell him that I'm taking a leave. Getting my feet wet in this salty sand, relaxing, listening to a country band, throwing my line out. Maybe I'll catch a great white shark, giving myself some time to heal my heart.
All right, we'll interrupt the record a little bit there for our last few minutes here with a few seconds with Ed Kelly this morning, the singing plumber. Anything about that song as we close out?
Well, I'm not real sure what they got to hear, but yeah, that song was inspired on 109 going towards Gallatin one day, and it's just funny how it kind of worked out. I thought I needed a little bit of air in my tire, and pulled over and checked it, and then I just started singing that. And it turned into a pretty good little song. We're going to put that on the website for free listen, so y'all can go to the website later this afternoon and hear that full version.
All right, edkellymusic.com. Also check him out at mountjulietplumber.com and give him a call, 615-733-5665. Ed Kelly, the singing plumber. Thank you.
Thanks, Coleman.
And that is it for a Monday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.